girls, today we are going to tell and write time using AM and PM. Okay, AM means after midnight, when it's dark outside, right? Or midnight is when it's 12 o'clock and it's dark outside, right? But once it gets past midnight, when it gets to 12 o'clock, it's now AM, so that's kind of morning. Now, when you wake up in the morning, some of you, is it still dark out in the morning?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes, right? Okay, so morning time can still be dark, okay? So, when we think about this, okay, so we have 12 o'clock AM, which means after midnight, okay? And let's go all the way, and then you go 12 o'clock PM, okay? Now, what's between there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, just so you can kind of see this. Now, AM, like I said, is after midnight. That's why it's AM, okay? After midnight, okay? Now, it's probably dark, boys and girls, from here to here. This is still morning, okay? Actually, all of this is morning. All of this is morning, okay? But this, it's still dark. It might be morning, but it's dark morning, okay? Dark morning. Then it starts getting light from like right here all the way here. It's light. Okay. 12 p.m. is around lunch. It's a little after lunch. But on the weekends you probably eat close to 12 p.m. Okay. 12 p.m. is lunch. Now p.m. means past noon. I know that doesn't make sense. You'd think it would be p.m. then. P.m. But it's not p.m. It's p.m. Okay. We could call it p.m. So once you get to 12 p.m. and you should capitalize p.m. by the way, and a.m. You go back to 12 a.m. again. It's like a circle. Okay. It goes all the way around as a.m. and then when it hits the 12 again, and it's 12 o'clock again, then it's p.m. for one whole 12 hours. So for 12 hours, it's a.m. And then for another 12 hours, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, I get it now. So that's why they say it's 24 hours in a day.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep, 12 hours. There's 24 hours in a day. The first 12 hours is a.m. The second 12 hours is p.m. Okay? Yes, and 12 plus 12 is 24. Now, in the p.m., so remember I told you this is kind of around lunch, right? Okay, so it's probably light outside. It's light outside when it's lunchtime, right? So it's light from here probably around till 6 or 7 at night. Around this winter time, it's around 6 o'clock. So it's light here, but then about 7 o'clock it turns dark. Okay? So in the p.m., it's also light and dark, but it starts out being light and then gets dark. And then you start over. You go back to 12 o'clock a.m. So it's doing the same thing over again. So one day, so today, you think about today is Wednesday, right? So this morning at 12 o'clock a.m. it was dark outside. About 7 o'clock it got light. When we go to lunch, it's still light, right? But when you go home and you start eating supper, it's probably about to get dark, right? And then you're going to go to sleep, and then it's going to be 12 o'clock in the morning again. So you start all the way back over again, okay? Does that make sense? It goes from 12 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m., back to 12 o'clock a.m., back to 12 o'clock p.m., okay? All right.
PM is like 12 o'clock. Like when we're up at AM.
No, not all, no, because, so you can't say AM means dark and PM means light. Because AM has dark and light, and PM has dark and light.
What?
Okay? Both of them have darks and lights. So you can't say that. You just have to think about AM
It has
is
morning.
morning, okay? PM is afternoon and evening. Okay? Afternoon and evening.
Okay.
Okay? Now, when you think though about 12 o'clock AM, that is still dark. You are still sleeping. You are sleeping until about 6 probably or 7. Okay? So in the morning, it means you're still sleeping at the beginning of morning. Okay? At the end of morning is when you're, middle of morning is when you're waking up. And then when we go to lunch still right now at school, we go to lunch at like 11 o'clock, right? A little after 11 o'clock.
11:55.
Okay, that's still morning for us. Okay, that's still morning because it hasn't reached the 12 yet. When we get back from lunch and we go out to recess, we go out to recess at 12 o'clock p.m. Okay? So if we go out to recess at 12 o'clock p.m., that's when it hits afternoon. Okay? So you guys remind me, when we go out to recess today, you're going to say, yay, it's p.m. now. Okay? So that you know. Because right now we're in the a.m., okay?
Also, that's good.
It'll be p.m. right when we go to recess. Okay?
When someone new,
Yes, you're gonna be in my range probably. Okay? Alright, now let's do this, okay? We're gonna get started. Alright. What is an activity you guys do in the morning? What's an activity that you could do in the morning, Kinley?
get ready for school.
Okay? What's one of the things that you do to get ready for school? Brush your teeth. Let's draw a picture of a toothbrush.
I don't know how to go.
Oh, me either. Here, mine is. Look you there. Brush your teeth. You brush your teeth in the morning.
Oh my
I'm gonna write brush teeth. Brush. Right? Okay.
I might add like a little ring to that. Also, I have
All right. Let's say, when do you guys brush your teeth? You could give me an approximate time you might brush your teeth. Chase. 6:45. So let's write that down. The hour hand is the small. Okay, thank you. You gotta remind me. Okay. So 6. If I wanted to do 45 for the minute, and what's the minute hand again? Long. Okay, if I want to do 45 for the minute hand, where's my minute hand going to be pointing? Sorry, Landon. I just picked you. What? Yes, to the 9. So put your minute hand to the 9. And then we're going to write 6:45. Okay? Oh, good question. Let's write A dot M dot. Okay? For AM. Okay? Now, what is an evening thing that you do? What do you do in the evening? We could go outside in the morning too, technically. Let's think of one thing that we only do in the evening. Karen? Okay. Well, think of what maybe everyone does maybe in the evening. Grayson?
Eat lunch?
Well, right now we kind of do that in the morning, but it's in the afternoon too. But I'm thinking,
What is different food?
what's definitely, something that you eat definitely in the evening. Not lunch, but supper. Maybe we can say we're eating supper. So make a plate and a fork and a spoon.
That looks like a little
Yeah. Yes, it does. Hey, don't make fun of Mrs. Ackerman's
Wow, looks like a good boy.
Okay.
I'm copying you. I'm terrible.
So about what time do you guys eat supper? Oh, I'm gonna write eat supper.
Nobody's terrible drawing you.
You made a shovel.
Boys and girls, we are recording, so make sure you guys are. Okay, what time exactly, or ish? What time do you kind of eat supper? Isaac? Okay, 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock p.m.? Or maybe you should say 5? Well, I bet you won't do that for 5. So maybe we'll do 6. Okay, so 6 o'clock, our little hand will be pointing to the 6, and our big hand will be pointing to the 12 for o'clock. Yes. 6 o'clock.
Don't you have like little foods on the line?
Oh, let's just keep going. P.M. That's what I wanted. P.M. dot. Make sure they're capital P's and capital M's. Make sure you have the dots because the dots, they're like abbreviations, okay? Past noon, before midnight. All right? If you have that, turn to your next page, please.
It's kind of fun. Well, that's a hard.
Okay. Boys and girls, noon is 12 o'clock daytime. Midnight is 12 o'clock night, but it is starting the morning, okay? I like how I explained it to you earlier, so this is a little confusing and don't worry about it. Okay, times after midnight and before noon are written with a.m. 11 a.m. is still in the morning. We are still eating lunch and it's still technically morning time. It's still okay though. Okay? Yes, we eat lunch technically still in the morning. Usually a lot of other people eat at 12, which would be mid-afternoon. They eat in the morning too. All the elementary schools still kind of eat in the morning.
All the high school.
But it's right about when we are about to have the afternoon. So it's okay. Not at school, you don't.
Only at
Okay. At home. Okay. Times afternoon before midnight are written with p.m. 11 o'clock p.m. is evening, you are sleeping. Okay? Share and show what you're going to do with your partners. We'll do a few one together first. You're going to write the time, then circle AM or PM to decide when you do this. Okay? So they wrote the time for you on number 1. The hour hand's pointing to the 7. Minute hand's pointing to the 15. And look at that picture. What is that kid doing? Eating breakfast. And if you're not 100% sure, you can look at the words. Just eat breakfast. Do we eat breakfast in the AM or in the PM?
In the AM.
Okay, so they circled AM. Okay? Okay, go to art class. All right, let's look at, because technically you can do art class in the morning or in the afternoon, right? But let's look at the time, okay? Look at the time. What hour is it on number 2?
2.
It's between the 1 and the 2, which means it's 1. Okay, 1, and what's the minutes? 40. 140. Okay. Well, let's think about this. Okay. So, is it 1:40 in the morning or 1:40 in the afternoon that you would probably do art class? When do you think? 1:40 in the morning or 1:40 in the afternoon? What do you think? Yeah, afternoon. If it's 1:40 in the morning, guys, you're still sleeping. Okay? So it's afternoon, so we would circle PM. Okay?
I get it now.
Okay? Does that make sense? So first, look at the time. Then decide, are you doing that activity in the morning or in the afternoon, evening? Okay? You are going to do number 3 and 4 with your partner. And I'll let you do 5 and 6 with your partner. 7, 8, 9, 10 will be on your own.
What about the hot
Think about it when you go to
Okay, hot problem. Let's go to the next page.
It's hard.
Okay, sometimes they're shown on this timeline. Write a label for each dot that names something you do at school during the part of the day. Okay, if it's between 9 and 10, so that is what hour is between 9 and 10?
8.
No, or 8 and 10. Sorry, 8 and 10. What is between 8 and 10, everybody? Okay, at 9 o'clock. Right now it's 9:04. What are we doing?
Math.
All right, math right here.
So we just write math?
Okay, we said that we do reading between noon and 2 o'clock. We said the first dot was 9 o'clock a.m. and the second dot was 1 o'clock p.m. Okay.
That was that.